Hello you radiant looking person, this is Chris from TechSpert, and today I'm going to be testing out a whole bunch of Arlo kits. So Arlo, if you haven't heard of them, they basically offer an all-encompassing smart home doorbell and security system. So Arlo has just released this bad boy here, the Audio Doorbell. What it does is basically whenever somebody pushes the doorbell, it can call your smartphone, give you a notification alert that way, and if you get the Arlo Chime as well, then it can also send an actual chime out through your house, which is quite handy if there are other people who perhaps don't want to get the smartphone notifications, they just want a bloody doorbell ring. And this can also hook up with the Arlo Pro 2 or one of the other Arlo security cameras. They do offer a few on the website, so you can actually check out who is ringing your doorbell, and it offers a bit of two-way communication and everything as well. So if you've got some unsavory type lurking around out there, you can tell them to basically do one. And for all of the Arlo kit to actually communicate with one another, you will need the Arlo base station as well. So we'll get this all hooked up and see how it works, see how easy the setup is, and see how it all functions together as one big happy family. Now before doing anything else, you should definitely download the free Arlo app onto your phone, either Android or iPhone, and register an account. It's nice and quick and easy and free to do. With that done, it's time to start setting up your kit. The base station comes first, as this is the hub that everything else Arlo related connects to. It's not exactly compact, unfortunately. This thing was actually bigger than my router, but at least the setup is again pretty painless. Just plug it into a spare Ethernet port on the back of your router and it'll get picked up straight away by the app. Just give it a name and you're basically good to go. Next up comes the doorbell. Inside that dinky wee box you'll find everything you need for installation, except for an actual drill to punch out two holes for the fixture, of course. Now this includes the bell itself, some screws and plugs, two AA batteries, wires to connect it to your existing doorbell if you like, and even a funky reversible screwdriver. So you can hook up to your old bell if you want to keep the existing chime, but I basically just took out the old bell and replaced it with new Arlo instead. As long as you don't need to drill any new holes, then this bit is nice and easy. Once that's all in place, just basically connect the doorbell with your app and it'll be automatically added to your desktop. Next up comes the Arlo Chime. This is not an essential accessory, but it's definitely highly recommended if you're going to go with the doorbell, as it means that you'll still hear somebody at the door even if your phone isn't on you or it's dead or whatever. Of course, if you wire direct into your existing bell, then you can just use your current chime instead, so this is only needed if you're replacing the old bell entirely. As you'd imagine, setting up the chime is so easy, you could probably still do it after 2 pints of vodka. Just take it out of the box, shove it in a plug, and it'll be ready to pair up. So that in itself is a fully functioning smart doorbell system, but you can also hook up a supported Arlo camera if you want to get a good squint at whoever is pressing your bell. Now the actual bell itself does have a motion detector built in, so you can get notified when it sees that somebody is standing in front of it but doesn't actually push it. However, it doesn't actually provide a visual feed to the app. For that you will need a camera as well. I went with the Arlo Pro 2 smart security camera, which was just as easy to install as the doorbell. Again, you get everything you need right there in the box, and with this camera you actually get a base station bundled in there as well. Happy days. It's a completely wireless solution with a built-in battery and a magnetic mount that can be shoved anywhere you like. All you need to do is drill a single hole and jobs are good 'un. The magnetic mount means you can twist the camera around until you get the perfect angle, and the camera is dinky enough to be nice and discreet. Although of course the fact that it's not actually wired in does mean that it could feasibly be nicked quite easily if you don't place it somewhere out of reach or hidden from sight. My camera holds firm, no slippage or anything like that, even in some pretty strong gales, and it seems to be fully water resistant as well. Now from within the Arlo app you can check out all of your devices, and also you'll get notifications pinging through to your smartphone whenever something happens. I have the system set up so that any motion detected by the camera or the doorbell will give me a heads up. You can change the sensitivity level of that camera, but sadly not the doorbell. So be warned, if you do live right on a busy street, then your chances are your phone might be buzzing an awful lot unless you knock those notifications off. But also with the camera you can set up activity zones as well, so you won't be pestered unless somebody actually strays into that area, say right up to your front door for instance. When you get a notification through, you can check out a live feed from that camera, provided you've set one up at any time. There's usually a delay of a few seconds, but nothing too troublesome. It's fairly standard for a home security camera. Now, Arlo has generously thrown in 7 rolling days of cloud storage completely free. So you could browse back the previous week and watch all of the video that your smart camera has captured. Definitely handy if you're away and you don't have time to be constantly checking the app. Getting this kind of service for free is pretty damn rare. You usually need to pay for a subscription service to get more than a day's worth. And each recording begins immediately when any motion is detected, so you won't miss any of that action. Because that video camera only actually records when it detects motion, it means the battery life is actually really solid. I've been using it for 4 days now, and as you can see, it's still well above 80%. So you should at least get sort of 3 weeks or so of use per charge. And when it does die, just take it down from the magnetic mount, plug it in, and recharge it. The doorbell will light up when any motion is detected, so it's quite obvious to visitors. And when a visitor actually pushes it, 3 things should happen. Your chime will ring, assuming you've got a chime. The phone will get a notification, and you'll also get a VoIP call as well. Of course, you can customize exactly what happens within the Arlo app with the option to silence the notifications and calls if you don't want to be disturbed. I found that the notification system worked really well and popped through in a timely fashion as well. However, when I tried using the Arlo app on my Android smartphone, I didn't always receive a call whenever somebody pushed the doorbell. Luckily, the chime is super loud on maximum volume level, so there was definitely no missing that. And since I swapped to iOS, it's been working absolutely fine. I get a call every time somebody pushes that bell, so definitely iPhone is the way to go. When a call does come through, you can get a bit of two-way communication on the go with whoever is at the front door. So you can see exactly what they want before you open up, or simply chase them away with a pre-recorded message. Definitely good news if you're constantly being bugged by sales and other annoying miscreants. And the sound quality ain't great in these calls, but it's fit for purpose. Here on iOS, there is also full support for HomeKit if you're using that as well, so that's lovely. Overall, I am liking the Arlo smart home setup. It's pretty simple to get started, and it all worked in harmony for me, except for the occasional lack of a call when the bell was poked on the Android OS app. And of course, if you want the full doorbell and camera setup and you don't already own any Arlo gear, then this option is definitely more expensive than the likes of a Nest all-in-one solution. But if you already have one of those Arlo cameras and you just want to add a smart doorbell system, then there is a lot to like here. It's quite affordable as an add-on to that camera setup. And of course, the fact that you get 7 days of free cloud storage is absolutely fantastic as well. Definitely very rare to see that these days. So that's what I think of the Arlo security and doorbell system. What do you reckon? Are you tempted? Definitely let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And please do poke subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech. Cheers everyone, love you!